Hey everyone, this is Patrick, and this morning Tiger Woods made his apology to the public and to his wife and his sponsors and his fans and just about everybody else. So here's my take. I actually think he did a pretty good job. I mean, given the circumstances, this guy is not a public speaker, right? He wasn't trained as a public speaker. He's a golfer. And as a golfer, that's what he does. He does it very, very well. So for him to stand up there and apologize, I mean, this took about 10 minutes of time. It was scripted. He wrote it out, and he was getting criticized for that. I don't really think that's fair. The guy's not going to memorize a 10-minute speech about how he cheated on his wife. But overall, I thought his apology was pretty sincere. I think in particular, talking about how he thought the rules didn't apply to him and so forth is fair. I mean, he was pretty honest about that, I think, overall. But on the other side, here's the other part of my opinion. Is it reasonable for a woman who's married to a top of his class professional athlete to expect any different? Now look, I'm not justifying what he did at all. I'm absolutely not justifying cheating on your wife in any way. But these guys, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and so forth, all these guys, they have women throwing themselves at them constantly. And they have to basically say no to these opportunities over and over and over again. Again, I'm not justifying what he did at all. I'm just, I guess, thinking that it's not that much of a surprise. He did a very good job of kind of managing his brand and being straight up and down and being seen as very, straight and narrow all these years. I think he did an amazing job. And in fact, that's a lesson in itself of how a brand, I mean, he is a brand, Tiger Woods is a brand, can be so far from the truth in that respect. I mean, here he was presenting himself as if though he was really pretty conservative in his life, when in fact, I mean, what are we up to, like 19 different women or something? And I know that's not proven, you don't know that there was 19, but there's definitely a lot of women that he got his hands on over the years, and meanwhile, it never really made the media, it never really made the story. It's incredible. So that was his brand. And he did a good job of that. But even still, if you cut through the branding and the messaging and the controlling of that message, is it really any surprise that this guy, 34 years old, at the top of his game, completely famous worldwide, he basically owns the sport, more money than he could dream to spend, is it reasonable to assume that he's going to be faithful? In a perfect world, it should be. There's no question it should be. But I can't say I'm surprised. So anyway, at the end of the day, what he did today, I think, was another big notch in the reestablishment of his brand, and I think he did a reasonably good job. I'm very curious what his wife, Elin, thinks of all this, of course, and she was notably absent today. So we'll see how it plays out. It wouldn't surprise me at all if in 6 months or a year he's back in the sport. He's doing well. He's a talented guy. And he draws probably more media attention today than he ever has in the past. So those are all assets in his corner. And I think just like some of the other sports athletes who have basically walked the same path as he has, at the end of the day, he's going to be back exactly where he was. The more interesting thing is going to be, will this happen again? And will the marriage last? And it might last. I hope it does. I mean, Elin is obviously a beautiful woman. They make a nice couple, but it'll be interesting to see if they can withstand this one. Certainly, if I was Elin, it's pretty hard to forgive something like this. But I'll leave that up to them. My applause goes out to Tiger Woods for admitting that the temptations were close at hand and that he couldn't say no. That in itself was a bigger admission than we heard from, say, Kobe Bryant as an example. And we'll see how it plays out. Take care, guys. Bye now.